should tell him the truth.
Welcome back, everyone. This will be my Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness IMAX trailer video. They include a bunch of extra information in each of the scenes, a bunch of extra footage, so there are a bunch of extra Easter eggs we didn't see in the previous trailer that we'll break down. If you're brand new to the channel, we're doing a giveaway for Disney Plus memberships too. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and let me know how many you spotted in this video. The opening shows us that Doctor Strange is standing in front of a sanctum that seems like it belongs to Supreme Strange, Sinister Strange, whatever you want to call him. You notice that it's one level higher than the regular MCU New York sanctum. This is also true of the other sanctum that he sees during the trailer, so you know it's not his sanctum. It's the same one where he's slowly making his way up the staircase, everything looks broken around him. It looks like it's technically the same place, like it's meant to look similar, but it's an alternate version of New York City. Portions of reality around the sanctum have kind of bled together. So our Doctor Strange is standing on top of a bunch of skeletons on dead Earth next to a similar park bench as the other sanctums, but half of Sinister Strange sanctum is breaking off into this void of reality. There's kind of this red halo in the sky hanging above them with all these gray clouds. The rest of the area around the base of the sanctum seems like it's this combination of a bunch of different aspects of this reality, a bunch of different pieces of Earth from across the Earth, as if it's like a dark future version of what our reality might wind up turning into eventually. The trees also look similar to the trees behind him when our Scarlet Witch starts interrogating him when he's wearing the plain clothes, and it seems like Scarlet Witch has trapped him in a hex-like illusion somehow. The landscape is all serene, there are these trees she's tending to, they talk about the concept of the multiverse, she mentions Vision's warning, and then it's as if she pulls the illusion down, the hex, or she switches between realities, like either it's red before or it's red after. Then the sky turns red, there's these broken tree branches behind him that look similar to the tree branches that are around this version of the sanctum. When she starts talking about how people think that she's the villain for breaking the rules and he gets lauded as this hero, they intercut with a scene of him looking at a statue of himself at another sanctum. This is the other sanctum I spoke of. The statue has a totally different vibe, he doesn't have a goatee. In everything around him, the sanctum, the buildings nearby are covered in lush plant life. Everything looks amazing. You also notice the window of the sanctum, the Eye of Agamotto that it forms here, is actually lower than our version of the sanctum in the MCU. He also seems like he's wearing a different cloak of levitation in this scene. In this scene, the cloak of levitation is completely red, the back is a little burned patch here. You also see the red patch version of the cloak when he's falling through realities with America Chavez, and you see the dinosaurs behind them. But when he's staring at Sinister Strange's sanctum, he has the blue patch on the cloak, as if he patched the cloak with this blue patch at some point. You also notice when he's with the Illuminati too, he's wearing base layers that are closer to his classic comic book, classic Doctor Strange outfit. They said that his outfit would get more comic accurate in the movie. My assumption that this idealized reality with the plant life over all the buildings and it looks like this really serene reality belongs to Defender Strange, because we know there are at least 3 variants of Doctor Strange in the movie. Our Doctor Strange, Sinister Strange, and Defender Strange. There are also 3 versions of Doctor Strange in the official poster and 2 versions of Scarlet Witch, because we've seen 2 versions in the trailer. There might be a couple surprise versions in the movie, but I think, for the most part, these 5 different versions of the characters are the only versions we see in the film. Like, there are crazy cameos, but a bunch of the other cameos are completely different characters, like X-Men, Fantastic Four, so on and so forth. Then you also notice Doctor Strange is using chaos magic in the Darkhold. This is actually a big deal because previously we thought that only Scarlet Witch could use chaos magic. We did see Agatha Harkness absorbing it during WandaVision, so remember that, because in this other scene where she's attacking the Sanctum, or it seems like she's attacking the Sanctum, you see all these different sorcerers put up magical shields, and it seems like the magic of the shields is being absorbed, like it's being siphoned off, the same way that Agatha Harkness would siphon magic off. So Scarlet Witch could be using the same type of magic as Agatha Harkness, because in the other trailer, you see that her fingers were blackened just like Agatha Harkness's. But the other big thing in this scene where he's using chaos magic in the Darkhold, it seems like there are 2 completely different shots that they're combining into one shot, because in the background you notice while he's weaving the spell, the big circular window of the Sanctum is broken in one scene and fixed in another. They could be editing the trailer in a really misleading way, Marvel does that all the time, or because traveling the multiverse is such a big thing during the film, he could be using the Darkhold to travel between realities and they could be 2 completely different Sanctums. Because in one of the scenes there's a chair and the chess set is in a completely different location. The official synopsis only says he's using the Darkhold to weave a forbidden spell that involves the multiverse and reality. But a lot of people also think that they put the chess set there to foreshadow the big Professor X reveal, like it's a bit of a wink behind the camera. meant to be a reference to the many iconic scenes of Professor X playing chess with Magneto. They did that throughout the X-Men series, both in the original X-Men movies and in the newer X-Men movies with the younger James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender Magneto. In fact, the last Fox X-Men movie, Dark Phoenix, ended on a scene like that with them playing chess together. But as Deadpool would say, even though with all the timeline trickery between Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy, this Professor X in the trailer is not meant to be that exact same Professor X from those Fox X-Men movies. The producer implied that there were infinite versions out there, this was meant to be one of them, and he, along with the rest of the Multiverse Illuminati, are just versions of those characters that happen to join the Multiverse Illuminati. They also confirmed a long-running theory that they are using the Illuminati team name in the movie. We've just been using the name as shorthand because that's basically what they're doing. They're basically a multiverse Illuminati, but nope, turns out that they're actually doing it legit in the movie. They're all on Scarlet Witch's shit list, so we'll see if they wind up surviving the end of the movie. Also, I think that's one of the reasons why they made these alternate versions of the characters, like this isn't the one from the Fox X-Men movies. You can also see much more clearly that there are 6 regular chairs and an empty space in the middle for Professor X's floating chair. The concept art made it look like the gold one from X-Men the Animated Series. We'll see if the final movie version wound up being the same. For those of you wondering about America Chavez and the alternate realities that she takes them to as they're running from Scarlet Witch or traveling throughout the multiverse, it does look like one of them is an animated reality. Some of you were asking me about this specifically. You can see her star-shaped hole break through realities into an animated one behind them when they're in this dinosaur prehistoric reality. It happens right as she's grabbing the Eye of Agamotto, so the eye itself could have something to do with her ability in the movie, but in the comic she doesn't need any special device to trigger her ability, so she could just be grabbing it as a coincidence. And for those of you asking how he got the Eye of Agamotto back, supposedly it was destroyed by Thanos during Avengers Infinity War, and then he didn't have it during Avengers Endgame. He could simply have just tricked Thanos, and it was a fake amulet.
You never once used your greatest weapon. A fake.
Or he could remake it, or he could get a different Eye of Agamotto during the movie from one of the Doctor Strange variants. There are a couple ways to explain him having the eye again. For those of you asking about crossover with the What If universe, there is some crossover energy because a version of Captain Carter, as we know from the trailer, is going to appear in the film, but it seems like a lot of these multiverse versions are not going to be the exact same versions as What If. Like this animated universe they travel to is not the What If universe because the animation style looks completely different. So this is probably just a random animated universe out there to show that there are animated universes out there. Then in this scene, it looks like America Chavez is getting ready to use her ability inside a room that has the same markings as the Darkhold, like this is some ancient temple. If you look behind her while she's running over the altar, there's a ram's head here. There's also a ram's head on the cover of the MCU version of the Darkhold. And also in this scene with zombified Defender Strange, it seems like it's happening in the same place as this temple because the runes above him here look similar to the runes inside the temple. Speaking of runes, obviously runes very important during WandaVision. When this beast is yelling at America Chavez and she's being forced to open a portal to another universe, the creature has similar runes on it as Gargantos does when he's in the street fighting everyone, implying that the same person is controlling both creatures. That could be Scarlet Witch because she does have to get to this alternate Westview somehow. And when she does make it to this alternate version of Westview, and she's with this version of Scarlet Witch, the variant, some of you have spotted behind them, you see a picture of a plant that is the exact same picture that we saw during the Eternals movie. You've been asking me about this. Why is it the same picture? Is this some grand conspiracy theory? Normally you'd think that because it's Marvel, there is something going on here. But I think what's going on is that Marvel filmed both of these different productions in the same location and they like to reuse the same props. Because if you look here, the same giraffe showed up 4 different times in 4 completely different productions. First, it appeared during Ant-Man and the Wasp in Cassie Lang's bedroom when she was a young child after Infinity War. Then it appeared again during Avengers Endgame in the bedroom of Tony Stark's daughter, Morgan Stark. Remember, they lived at that cabin by the lake. Then in WandaVision, it appeared in Westview, and then it appeared in Hawkeye in young Kate Bishop's bedroom in New York. Again, I think it's because Marvel films these movies, these TV shows, mostly in the same location in Atlanta, and they like to reuse a lot of the same background props when possible. You thought we wouldn't notice, Marvel, but we did. We did. There are a couple scenes with America Chavez and Doctor Strange in the Illuminati cells waiting to speak to them. It seems like this is happening after Doctor Strange and America Chavez go on the run through dimensions as they try to escape this version of Scarlet Witch. But if you did spot any other Easter eggs in this IMAX trailer with the extra footage, post them in the comments below. We'll get another new trailer pretty soon, so there'll be even more Easter eggs after that. Everyone click here for my new Spider-Man No Way Home deleted scenes video, and click here for my new Marvel Moon Knight Episode 1 trailer video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.